Hi, and welcome to day 16 of my journey into crypto. This is Steve, and let's get into it. Today was really fun because I purchased my first NFT and I got out of Binance, which was just giving me a headache. I went back over to Coinbase where my hold has expired. So now I can move crypto on and off chain and all those things. And I had a really good experience doing that. So I want to describe what happened and then we'll get into it. So here we are. I purchased my first NFT, and I use a currency called XTZ, known as TEZ. It operates on the TEZ blockchain. And the reason for doing this is because it's really fast. The transaction fees are really inexpensive. I heard about this on a podcast and I said to myself, I want to go try it. So that's exactly what I did. And really quickly, I'll show you what it looks like. So if you recall this slide from earlier, I had this little metaphor where when you're at a central exchange, you can purchase fiat currency. You cannot take US dollars with you over to crypto land. That's why I got the symbol there. But on this side of the river is where you are in crypto land. And I was having a tough time getting currency out of the central exchange in Binance. But when I went over to Coinbase, it was really easy. So I'm going to show that as well. But to summarize, what I did was I purchased the TEZ token, which is called XTZ. That's their symbol. I was able to transfer that to the TEZ chain. And in order to do that, I had to get another wallet, which is called the Temple wallet. So I was able to go directly from Coinbase to the TEZ blockchain. And the recipient was my Temple wallet. The transaction fee was just probably a fraction of a penny. So super cheap to send. I sent about just around $10 worth. And the marketplace where I purchased my NFT is called nunc. I need another C in there. There's the link if you want to go check it out. It's got some strange stuff, but I heard about this on a podcast. You got some really creative people doing things on it, and I wanted to support it. So that's why it was interesting to me. So that's the journey, and let's get into it. Okay, here we are in Coinbase, and I'm going to take a little vacation from Binance and play around with things in Coinbase. And similar to what I did with Binance, I originally started with $100. And here are some things that I really like about using Coinbase. First of all, they've got this learn and earn bit here. So you can come in, and after you've made your initial deposit in cash, in fiat currency, and you've gone through a portion of the waiting period, you start to have the option to earn crypto by just learning about different type of tokens. And this falls right into my whole objective. So I go through these and you'll earn $1 in this token, which I don't know anything about, but I did that for a few others. And I did it right here. I did it for Stellar Lumens, which is XLM, and I did it for Fetch AI. Neither of these projects were something that was going to be immediately useful for me, but it helped me understand how developers and businesses are actually launching projects in the world of crypto. So that creates some context for how you can use it. But then what you can do is after you've learned that, you get deposited those assets into your portfolio. And what I did is because I knew I wasn't going to use them, I went and I traded them for US dollar. So that's something that you can do, or you can trade them for USD coin, which is a stable coin. But basically, you trade those for fiat currency or the equivalent of fiat currency in USD coin. Now, that gives you a little bit of latitude to play around with. So I had about $10 in change. I also had $5 in Bitcoin for signing up. And you can also earn Bitcoin if you go through one of my links. You can get $10 of free Bitcoin if you go through my link. And once you make your first initial $100 purchase, they'll give you $10 of Bitcoin if you're curious or interested in that. So there's a link if you want to take advantage of that. I got $5 worth right here just for signing up. So what I did with the currency that I earned, I traded it for US currency, and then I bought this currency called Tezos. Actually, the network is called Tezos. The currency is called XTZ. And here's my goal, and what I'm going to walk through today is there is on this chain, there's a art marketplace where they sell NFTs. And one of the neat things about Tezos is that it's one of those chains where the transaction fees are really low. And there's a artist collective that has a marketplace on this chain. and it's designed to get artists and other creative people interested to collaborate and just create art. And some of the NFTs are really inexpensive. Some of them are more, but it's not like when you go to OpenSea.io, where some of those are going for tens of thousands of dollars or even just a few $1,000s. They're just out of reach for what I'm willing to do. But on this marketplace, they're in the range of one or two or a half XTZ. So that's what I'm going to walk through today. So I've got the currency. That's part one. I've got just over 2 tokens, which is just over almost $12 right now. And it's appreciated just since I bought it yesterday. So that's part one. Part two is I had to get yet another wallet. So I have a wallet which is called the Temple wallet. So that's another wallet. So I've lost track now. I'm up to multiple wallets. And so I made my own little cheat sheet, and I'll put a better image in here. But this is a paper document which I use now to write down all the phrases. So I've got 2 backups. So I got one backup that goes into my encrypted password manager that only I know how to get into. And I have a analog backup on a piece of paper. And I started out earlier with just printer paper, and I ran out of room and it was getting unstructured, and I knew it was not going to be something I could use long term. So now I've got something that easily captures the wallet name in either 12 or up to 24 words. It's going to generate your passphrase. So that's your backup phrase. So I've got that. So that's another option. If you want to get a hold of that, let me know. And so I've got the Temple wallet where I can move the XTZ tokens to this wallet. And then the marketplace is right here. It's difficult to pronounce. It's called nunc. And you'll see they have all sorts of crazy different types of art. And I looked around and I wasn't going to be too particular. I just wanted to follow through with the exercise of purchasing something. So I found something that I thought was just whimsical and fun. I liked it. There's a lot of stuff on this site that I don't care for, but it doesn't really matter what I think. I just want to find something that was fun. And you can see here, collect for 0.5 TEZ. So that's 0.5 TEZ. So that's the currency that we're able to use. TEZ is short for XT. So this is what I am intending to purchase. So I'm going to go ahead and sign into my wallet, and then I'll go into site and I'll run through the transaction just to show what it looks like. Okay, so I've got my wallet unlocked. As you can see, there's nothing in it. So what I'm going to go do is I'm going to transfer out of Coinbase into this wallet. So in here, I'm just going to click on receive, and I'm going to copy my wallet address. I'm going to come back to Coinbase. I come up to send receive, and I want to send, and I click on my asset, which is Tezos. And in here, I've got my wallet address. Let's go back and copy this. And I'm not going to send all. Let's go ahead and send. So I have $11.89, 2.14 XTZ. So I'm going to send $10 worth. So I'll hit continue. That's going to show me the network fee. So this is great. There's 0 Coinbase fee, and the network fee, as you can see, this is pretty inexpensive currency, and it's 0.001. I'm not even going to try to figure out what that is. It's really small. And this is dramatically different than sending currency over Ethereum. So that's why I like this. So go ahead and send it now. Everything looks good. Great. So here we go. This will take a little bit of time, but I did the authentication, and now that currency is on its way to the wallet. So go ahead and click done here, and I can just come back up and look at my Temple wallet and check this. And it says 30 minutes, but look, I've got currency already. So it did not take 30 minutes. It took literally a split second. I did not pause it at all. So now I can go back to the marketplace and attempt to buy this. So I've got the wallet installed. My confirm connection. This is my account. Connect. Okay, I had a little bit of technical back and forth just because it was not connected to my wallet. But I'll hit this connect again, and it just may be that it's slow. Okay, so finally went through the transaction. It was just a matter of a couple pop-ups there was a couple delays in it connecting, but it did happen. So this is the part that makes me feel comfortable. Even when this stuff happens in the wallet, you can go to the activity and you can look at the record of actually what went through this. So there's a transfer from my wallet, the interaction, and then that was 2 minutes ago. And then here was a transfer from, I believe this is, yeah, this is, oh, this is the earlier transaction. Sorry about that. But this shows zero point 0.5 TEZ, which is what I paid for the actual NFT. So here I go to collection and now I can see that I actually have this. And here's the ID, here's the address. So what really happened here is, yes, I bought this image, but this image now lives on this blockchain and it shows that my wallet initiated a transaction for that amount of currency. And that is the record that my wallet ID now possesses and owns this NFT per the rules that was put in here. So that's what I wanted to accomplish today. A little bit clumsy, but really not too difficult. And for just a few dollars, I have this image and it's the first part of the journey. The bigger takeaway is I can see that there's a tremendous opportunity for people who want to create on this medium. And there's so many bits of art on this already. And here I know about this artist right here. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 J's and his name John. He's really well known in this circle, and he's got lots of different types of art. If you click on any one of these, I really like this giant sandwich one. It will eventually come up, but you can see, oh, this one's not for sale, but there was one earlier that was for sale. But this is going for 5 or 6 TES. That's $30, but he's got editions where he's selling. Here we go. Here's 6.48 TES. This one is 132 sold of 20, just under $2,500. So there are people creating art like this in collections like this. They're getting a following. So if you're interested in this type of stuff, this is a good example of a marketplace where you can create NFTs for really inexpensive. What I mean by that is you can mint them, the act of creating them and adding this property onto the blockchain is literally fractions of a penny, really inexpensive to do so. So now these people are building a marketplace, and obviously I've spent a tiny amount of my money on it, but it's been fun. So now I know I purchased my first NFT. So I hope you enjoy this for today. That's what I wanted to accomplish. And the way that I found out about this site, Hickett Nunc Art, was just listening to a podcast. And this is where the world of crypto is going. You start to find out things that you're interested in. You'll hear a reference to it. You go to the website, and now you find out that if you want to participate, you need some type of currency, and you need the currency that operates on the blockchain network that they are participating on. So there we go. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. Looking forward to next time. Thanks.